10. Canada GDP $1.75 trillion GDP nominal, in characters $1,752,090,712,906 GDP, PPP, $1.971 trillion continent. North America currency CAD, Canadian dollar. Canada has a market economy which is highly developed. According to our report, Canada is ranked 10th in terms of nominal GDP and 16th in terms of GDP. The highly established service industries themselves employ almost 3/4 of Canadians. Canada has one of the greatest natural resources in the world. Because of its plentiful natural resources and its low population of nearly 37 million, Canada is also considered a nation that provides enormous quantities of energy. Why is Canada a richest country? Being a wealthy nation needs many characteristics, such as established service industries, plentiful natural resources, and so on. Canada has ample natural resources, i.e. natural resources worth around $33.2 trillion, isn't it amazing? There are highly established service industries in Canada and petroleum reserves in this region. This country is rich in gypsum, limestone, rock salt, coal, and uranium minerals. Importantly, this country is the world's third largest supplier of timber. 9. Brazil GDP $1.93 trillion GDP nominal, in characters $1,931,133,938,991 GDP, PPP, $3.596 trillion continent. South America currency, Brazilian real. Brazil, with an annual GDP growth rate of 5%, has shown one of the highest growth rates in the world. According to our report, this country has a developing economy, as it is in 9th place in our list of top 10 GDP countries in the World 2020 ranking, and 8th largest by GDP PPP. Brazil has $20.18 trillion of natural resources in total. Why is Brazil so rich? Brazil provides an abundance of natural resources, from mining such as iron, gold, other materials from uranium, and from agriculture such as soy, cattle, and so on. By gaining 8th place among all nations, Brazil is a leading country in the upward evolution of competition, and has also overcome Russia. The garment industry, the shoe industry, the chemical industry, the cement industry, the lumber industry and the iron industry are some of the major industries working here. The ore, tin, steel, aircraft, and motor vehicle industries, as well as other machinery and equipment parts. 8. Italy GDP $2.02 trillion GDP nominal, in characters $2,023,343,744,218 GDP, PPP, $2.245 trillion continent. Europe currency, Italian lira. On the European continent, Italy has the third largest economy. Italy is the 8th largest in nominal GDP and in 12th place according to GDP, according to our report PPP. Italy has the 8th largest export business in terms of exports. Italy's sector-by-sector GDP growth is agriculture, 2.1%, industry, 23.9%, services, 67.8%. Why is Italy so rich? As the 8th largest exporter on the European continent, about $514 billion has been exported. The tourism industry, the machinery sector, the iron and steel industry, the chemical industry, the food processing industry, the garment industry, the motor vehicle industry, the clothing industry, the footwear industry and the ceramics industry are some of the other industries. Italy's revenue generation is the agriculture industry, including wine production, while fashion design and tourism are the other revenue-generating sectors in Italy. 7. France GDP $2.80 trillion GDP nominal, in characters $2,806,715,516,026 GDP, PPP, $3.061 trillion continent. Europe currency, euro. France has a highly developed free market economy and is the second largest economy on the continent of Europe. According to our study, France is ranked 7th by means of nominal GDP and 12th by means of GDP respectively PPP. France has an economy which is differentiated. Sophia Antipolis is a technology center that contributes to France's economy at its highest level. What makes France a rich country? The machinery industry, the chemical industry, the automotive industry, the metallurgy industry, the aircraft industry, the computer industry, the garment industry, the food processing industry and the tourism industry are some of France's major revenue-generating industries. The chemical industry has the largest contribution to the GDP of France. Tourism in France is also a big economy. Due to the agglomeration of the fashion industry, Paris is named as the most elegant region. 6. United Kingdom GDP $2.89 trillion GDP nominal, in characters $2,890,542,611,679 GDP, PPP, $3.162 trillion continent, Europe currency, pound sterling. The UK has a highly developed social economy that is market-oriented. According to our report, the UK is ranked 6th in terms of nominal GDP and 9th in terms of GDP, PPP. Once the UK was the world's 10th largest exporter of goods and the 5th largest importer of goods. England, Scotland, Wales and Northern Ireland form the United Kingdom and have a globalized economy. The agricultural sector accounts for 0.6%, the industrial sector accounts for 18.8%, while the service sector accounts for 79.7%, which is incredible. Why is the UK a rich country? Services, manufacturing, construction, and tourism are some of the key sectors which contribute most to the UK economy. The UK's largest financial centre is London. The United Kingdom also has a professional workforce, a stable political structure, a stable currency and foreign investment. 5. India GDP $3.27 trillion GDP nominal, in characters 3,278,289,055,165 GDP, PPP, $11.321 trillion continent, Asia currency, Indian rupees. India has a market economy which is evolving. India is ranked 5th in terms of nominal GDP and 3rd largest in terms of GDP, according to our report PPP. The annual growth of GDP has shown a 6% to 7% rise since the 21st century. India was the country with the highest economic growth, as it also surpassed China. Why India is a rich country? The agricultural sector's contribution is 15.4%, the manufacturing sector's contribution is 23%, and the service sector's contribution is 61.5%. Long-term growth prospects are always optimistic for India's youth, healthy savings, and investment rates, which are being increasingly incorporated into India's global economy. India has several types of main industries, such as textile industry, chemical industry, food industry, handicraft industry, petroleum industry, petrochemical industry, gem and jewelry industry, leather industry, iron industry, ore industry, steel industry, aluminum industry, cement industry, mining industry, metal industry, retail industry, machinery industry, information technology industry, electric power consumer industry, goods industry, pharmaceutical industry, automotive industry, telecommunication industry, real estate industry, paper industry, transportation industry, etc. 4. Germany GDP $3.61 trillion GDP nominal, in characters 3,615,315,527,686 GDP, PPP, $4.4 trillion continent, Europe currency, Euro. Germany has a highly advanced social economy that is market-oriented. According to our report, Germany is ranked 4th in terms of nominal GDP and 5th in terms of GDP, PPP. Germany once posted the world's largest trade surplus of $310 billion, making Germany the world's biggest capital exporter. Germany exports of electrical appliances, medical instruments, automobiles, chemicals, metals and machinery. Why is Germany so rich country? Germany's agricultural sector accounts for about 0.9% of GDP, The manufacturing sector accounts for 29.1% and the service sector accounts for 70%. Minor sources of natural gas and uranium are being mined by Germany. Germany has the most strong technologies in medical research, which also draws young people to study abroad. 3. Japan GDP $5.47 trillion GDP nominal, in characters, 5,472,722,281,795 GDP, PPP, $5.712 trillion continent, Asia currency, Japanese yen. Japan has a free market-oriented economy that is highly developed. Japan is ranked third in terms of GDP nominal ranking, and fourth in terms of GDP PPP ranking, according to our report. Japan's GDP varies rapidly due to the unpredictable exchange rate of currencies. Japan's Nikkei 225 is the world's third largest stock exchange. Why Japan is so rich country? Japan has the biggest manufacturing business for cars, which contributes most to GDP. The largest electronic goods industry also exists in this region. Japan focuses primarily on high-tech and accurate products, such as robots and hybrid vehicles. Japan has significant sectors such as the automobile industry, the electronics industry, the equipment industry, the machinery industry, the steel industry, the non-ferrous metals industry, the chemical industry, the garment industry and the food processing industry. 2. China GDP $15.22 trillion GDP nominal, in characters, 15,222,441,265,060 GDP, PPP, $27.307 trillion continent, Asia currency, Chinese yuan. China has a market-oriented economy that is centrally planned. China is in second place in terms of the nominal GDP rating. China has a private sector that accounts for over 70 to 80% of its GDP. For China, the private sector is very important because 80% of urban employment and 70% of new jobs are responsible for them. This country has natural wealth worth $23 million. What is China so rich country? China's natural resources include predominantly coal and earth metals. China has the fourth highest FDI, foreign direct investment, and the 11th highest FDI. There are a total of 500 of the world's biggest firms, out of which 129 are located in China itself. Mining, refining, iron, steel, aluminum and other metals, coal, machinery, textiles, gasoline, cement, pesticides, fertilizers, food processing, information technology, shipping, appliances, buses, rail, automobiles, telecommunications equipment, locomotives, ships, aircraft, space launch, vehicles, satellites, consumer goods, including clothing, etc., are some of China's major industries. 1. United States of America GDP $21.96 trillion GDP nominal, in characters, 21,960,165,509,690 GDP, PPP, $22.321 trillion continent, North America currency, United States dollar, USD. The United States of America has a highly integrated economy that was market-oriented and mixed. In terms of nominal GDP, the USA occupies the top spot, second in terms of purchasing power parity (PPP). In numerous areas such as medical sciences, pharmaceuticals, aerospace technology, and incredibly marvelous military instruments, the US has the most technologically strong economy. Why the USA is the richest country worldwide? The USA has an array of wealth of natural origin. This nation has an infrastructure that is well built and has the highest efficiency. The total valuation of natural capital is $45 trillion. Of all OECD participants, this nation has the largest household and employee salaries. The USA is the largest petroleum and natural gas producer. Petroleum, natural gas, oil, motor vehicles, aircraft, chemical, telecommunications, electronics, food manufacturing, pharmaceuticals, household goods, shipping, defense machinery, Hospitals, information technology, manufacturing, retail, real estate, and financial services are some of the major sectors in the USA. Thank you for watching. Please like, share and subscribe my channel for more videos.